Okay, had a chance now to go through the tape. I've said really all along here won't ever be real excuses for poor performances or poor outcomes. Really, what I'm concerned with and what the solution is continued hard work and just better execution. Said a number of times, if you do certain things, you're not going to have a chance to win games, and we've got to stop doing some of those things. We got to play smarter. We got to protect the football. We got to make plays when there's opportunity to make plays, and if we don't do those things, we'll have a hard time changing the result. So that's what we are doing. Nobody's going to work harder or prepare more thoroughly to try to make some of those necessary changes, and that's where we are. So,
Coach,
any questions?
What's the root problem of losing the football, turning it over? Is it a focus thing? Is it a trying too hard thing? What is the root problem that you found in your experience when you turn the ball over?
The majority of the time it's technique wanes for one reason or another, and some of those things that you mentioned are sometimes why. But it comes back to technique, and if you're carrying the ball the proper way, you should not turn it over in most cases. And why that technique suffers sometimes just lack of doing it the right way. Not having the sense of urgency to do it. Sometimes you're doing it the right way, and like you said, you're trying to get an extra yard or try to get to the first down marker or make somebody miss, and then the technique slips. And like I said, in the cases here that we've seen, at least from a standpoint of carrying the football and then losing it, it appears that it's been technique.
What's the news on Jamal Charles?
Not good, Adam. Jamal will be placed on injured reserve. So, as I've said many times, we've got to pull together as a team, and injuries are part of this game. It's unfortunate, again, directly for Jamal, because I know Jamal had high hopes and was excited and had worked very hard to be ready to take this to the next level, and now he won't be able to do that, and I know he's hurting pretty good inside. He was after the game today, so that's first and foremost where my feelings go. But as far as our team, we must step up as a team and move forward and find a way just to play better football in general.
3 weeks, 3 left knees, coincidence?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, injuries are part of the game, sometimes through preparation, sometimes through just freak happenings, and we've seen a little bit of each.
Coach, you think your team is mad enough to come back from what's happened the past 2 weeks?
Mad enough?
Mad enough, yeah. Attitude and the whole bit.
You have to ask those guys. I know they care, and that's why I know that I believe in these guys and in our team. We knew coming into this year that it was going to be a little different and was going to present challenges to us that we would have to overcome, and I think that's where we are right now. We've had 2 rough weeks, but in reviewing both of those weeks, there's reasons why. As I said yesterday, it doesn't take a great deal to see the things we're doing that are causing us to lose the 2 games that we've lost. So the key is that we change it, and then the key is that you believe in your guys. There's not a. I mean, I believe this is an opportunity, and we will take advantage of it. We're 0-2 in the first quarter of the season. The leader in our division has 1 win, but we're not looking there right now. We're looking at trying to make a change to the things that we're doing that are putting us in bad position, because you just can't do it and expect to win. So that's where we are.
Individual players, I think, in a lot of sports, when they get into really bad funks, go back and watch tape of when they were doing really well. Does that apply to the kind of, I don't know if this is a clean analogy, but does that apply on a team level? Would you go back and look at, you know, the San Francisco game or the Seattle game or whatever last year, you know, that's what we were doing?
Yeah, you know, as it applies to who we're playing, always, and you know, we go back years to look at things that we've done or how we did it, or certain schemes, plays, whatever it is. So you know, and I know I've referenced guys watching themselves play a number of times, and I know you got to always monitor where you are as a team and as individuals. But like I said, as it applies to what we're doing now, you know, this is a new year, you know, and we're 2 games into it, and we've just got to do some fundamental things better than we've been doing them.
Todd, are you concerned for your job at all?
No, Adam. You know, I've said this to a few people that that's not something that I generally have worried about or thought about at whatever level or whatever I've been doing. You know, I've kind of been raised that way and believe that way, that you focus on the task in hand. You focus on doing the things you can do to make improvements and do your job to the best of your ability. The NFL is a team results business. Teams will never be judged on individual results, and that goes for coaches and players alike. So, you know, I don't think that way calling plays. I think that way standing up for what's right or wrong, you know, in or outside the building. So I think I go full steam ahead trying to be the best you can be, and that usually solves a lot of problems.
What's your communication been with Scott and with Clark? I mean, have they been encouraging to you? Do they feel like they're supportive right now?
Absolutely. I mean, we're you know, I've been excited about the opportunity here, and for a reason, because of the leadership in place and the opportunity that it gives you to have a chance to succeed. You know, when you lose, it's tough. When you win, it's a lot better. Like I said, it's a team results business, and right now we're 0-2 in the first quarter of the season, and the head coach is, and I know the players and the staff will be doing everything within our power and have been to try to change the results.
Does it seem to surprise you at all that just 2 weeks into a season after you won the division that you're answering questions like that?
You know, again, not something that I really let use up too much of my myself. You know, my focus is on, you know, and will continue to be, and has been, on what can we do to be better. And it was the same the first year, the last year, and this year. And right now, you know, we've done some things that have caused us to lose a couple games. But as I said, you know, we got 2 more games just in this quarter alone to try to get better and make progress. And the one this week's against a division rival, and that I know if we can go out and do the things that we need to do, you know, a lot better from an execution standpoint, that we'll all be feeling a lot different a week from now than we feel right now.
4th and 1 in the dirt, 48. Were you going to go for it?
Yeah, we were going to go for it.
What happened? It was just miscommunication from sideline to huddle, or players took off when they shouldn't have taken off?
Communication. You know, and you'll find in times like this, you know, when you're not playing the way that you know you're capable of playing, that it usually comes down to communication across the board. You know, coach to coach, player to player, coach to player, player to coach. So communication is one of those things that we just have to continue to stay focused on, and because communication will have a great deal of impact on the outcome of each play, each series.
Why do you think that breaks down in situations like this?
Well, I think it's more you find that out. You know, when execution or things don't go the way that you had planned or practiced, then usually there was some sort of breakdown in the communication, and again, that's what we work on, and it's always evolving within a team. And I just know that the teams that play well communicate well, and the teams that play poorly, generally communication isn't great. So that's something that we will evolve as the year goes on, and each day. And you just, as coaches and as players, you try to foster to the best of your ability to create good communication. Again, because once you're out on the field and things are happening fast, you got to be able to understand and almost feel before it happens what the guy beside you is going to do.
Okay. When you challenged McGraw's fumble, did the box think they saw something, or were you just taking a stab in the dark? Because it was such a momentum-changing play. No,
the initial aspect of the challenge was that we thought there had been some contact. Now, whether that had occurred before he had possession or after was the question. And then, but immediately what jumped into my head when thinking about challenging it was, you know, that the outcome could be worse than what it was. But you know, in looking at it, it was probably the right call, you know, and you know, I think the bigger question just was whether it was an interception at all, you know, whether there was possession to begin with, and whether it was going to be 3rd and 4 or 5, or whether it was going to be, you know, because of a change of possession, 1st and 10 for them.
Were you actually trying to freeze a 20-year veteran, or did you just have one more time out and you said, what the heck?
You know, again, I think, you know, we're going to try everything that we can. And, you know, I joked with the coaches that they were just wanting to hear me get booed a little bit by the crowd. But, you know, you just, if you don't, and we talked about it as a staff while it was going on, because there was quite amount of, I mean, there was a good bit of time in there. And just said maybe let the field goal block team or rush team regroup, maybe get a little extra air, and somebody come free, and it really almost, you know, it was close to happening.
Fred, you said something about calling plays earlier. Are you calling plays again?
No, nothing has changed there. You know, Bill's the coordinator, he's the play caller. We collaborate on it all week. We collaborate in game. Was just speaking in general terms of I think the way that you call defenses, offenses. You know, you got to prepare to the fullest so that you feel confident that the decisions you make are the right ones, but you can't look back. You know, and I just know that from experience, that if you start second guessing yourself, you know, probably going to have very little chance of success.